Good evening. I'm going to open up this meeting of the Paducah Planning Commission for February the 12th. I would ask you to join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. Mr. Summers, would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Benberry?
Here.
Commissioner Chapman?
Here.
Commissioner Griffin?
Here.
Commissioner Heath? Commissioner Kaler?
Here.
Commissioner Rhodes?
Here.
Mr. Wade?
Here. This being our first meeting of the year, I'm going to turn it over to our corporate counsel, Mr. Denton, to run the election of officers for the coming year. Or should Josh be doing that?
I hate to take the honor away from Josh. You go right ahead.
Okay. Mr. Summers, would you please have that honor?
Thank you, Mr. Wade. Do I hear a motion, or do I hear any nominations for chair for 2026?
Nominate Mr. Wade for chair 2026.
Second.
Second.
I'll move the nominations close. Chair.
All right, with nominations being closed, do I hear a motion to elect Mr. Wade by acclamation? So moved.
Yes.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you for your all's confidence. Quite honored. Now we need to select a vice chair person and would open the floor for nominations of that position.
I'll nominate Joe Benberry. Second.
Moved and seconded. Are there any other names to place into nomination? Do I hear a motion to accept Mr. Benberry by acclamation, fill that role?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by like sign? All right. The minutes motion, Commissioner Kaler, I believe you have that for us from the November 3rd meeting.
I move that the reading of the minutes for November 3rd, 2025 be waived, and that the minutes of said meeting as prepared by staff be approved as written.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Have you all had a chance to review the minutes from that meeting? And are there any additions, deletions, or corrections thereto?
None.
All right. Mr. Summers, would you call the roll on that, please?
Commissioner Kaler?
Yes.
Commissioner Benberry?
Aye.
Yay.
Yes.
Commissioner Chapman?
Yes.
Commissioner Griffin?
Yes.
Commissioner Rhodes?
Yes.
Chairman Wade?
Yes. All right, we have no continuing petitions. We do have a new petition relating to 1501 Broadway. Mr. Summers, would you give us the staff report on that, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a preliminary subdivision plat for the Catterjohn site at 1501 Broadway. This is a preliminary subdivision of 12 single-family residential lots. The proposed price point for each house will be about $400,000, and included with that is some renderings in front of you all. This particular site is zoned half R1 low-density residential zone and half B3 general business zone. The development agreement that we have has smaller lots for the R1 section, which is 50 feet of frontage and 9,000 plus square foot lots. And that is due to KRS 361 subsection 2, which states in part, nothing in this chapter shall impair the sovereignty of the Commonwealth of Kentucky over its political subdivisions. Any proposal affecting land use by any department, commission, board, authority, agency, or instrumentality of state government shall not require approval of the local planning unit. However, adequate information concerning the proposal shall be furnished to the Planning Commission by the department, commission, board, agency, authority, or instrumentality of state government. So lots 1 through 3 and 10 through 12 are in the B3 zone, and the performance standards for single-family lots are 8,000 square feet and 50 foot of frontage. So those 6 lots meet those standards. All proposed homes are shown to face inward to the center of the property. A central feature such as a pavilion or fire pit is proposed in the center of the subdivision for all the residents to use and enjoy. There is proposed to be 2 50-foot ingress-egress easements on either side that will serve the homes from the rear with garages, is my understanding. And the only immediate change staff may request is a stormwater easement. That's conversations that we've had with engineering, but we won't know that until we actually get the construction plans and see which way the stormwater is going to flow. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I will turn it back over to you for the public hearings.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Chapman, I believe you have a motion for the public hearing.
Yes. I, Commissioner Jim Chapman of the Paducah Planning Commission, offer the following motion. I move that this board open the public hearing for case PLT 2026-0001 pertaining to 1501 Broadway.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? We'll just do a voice vote on that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we are in public hearing for this petition. If anyone has any comments, positively or negatively, we would ask for you to come to the podium, identify yourself, and limit yourself to a reasonable amount of time.
Sorry, I'm really nervous. My name's Ian McComas. I live basically directly in front of the Catterjohn. I am also here along with my neighbors. The proposed plans, I think, I would really like to say I think it's great that we're putting in 12 single-family homes. I think it's going to be very beneficial to the community. However, the current designs do not fit the aesthetics of the neighborhood. And I think it would be more of an eyesore coming down Jefferson. We take a lot of pride in our homes on Jefferson. It's a very communal place. We have a lot of events that the city puts on throughout the year that line up on Jefferson that also go through Broadway. So my biggest concern is the proposed plans with how the homes are going to be set up. Like I said a moment ago, is that it's not going to be kind of like universal or fit into the neighborhood. So I would definitely urge to kind of look at those design plans and maybe come together with either the community and more people on Jefferson to look at them, because I live right there and I just got this letter and there were no proposed plans or anything like that. And I think that it's going to be more of an eyesore to be looking at the back of people's homes versus looking at the front of their homes facing either Broadway or Jefferson. So that would be my biggest thing, is to make sure that the homes can face forward, so that way it's a lot more uniform with the rest of the entire street. And that ends my concern. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Richard Taylor. I live at 1501 Jefferson, straight across from the Catterjohn lot. And to my knowledge, we haven't seen any plans. So he mentioned something about plans. The readings said something about the back of the houses. We haven't seen those plans. Are those going to be shown to us? The plats and everything?
Right there.
Okay.
These are conceptual ones that we've
Okay.
been provided.
Can we not see those?
Oh, I mean, it's public record, so.
Okay.
But they are conceptual, doesn't mean this is how they're actually going to be.
I understand. But anyway, so they're conceptual, but I agree with Ian that we would prefer the houses face Jefferson. We don't want to see the back of houses. It seems to me like a normal street has houses facing a major street, of course. And I'm not understanding why it's that way, why they're not facing the street. And I assumed that 6 houses would be facing Jefferson and 6 houses would be facing Broadway. And an alley between and the lots, perhaps, they can go in from the back or the front, depending on how they're set up. I do have another question. Would these houses be all built by the same builder? Is that?
It's my understanding
Okay.
they are.
And so would that same builder spec several at a time? I mean, build several at a time, or just one at a time as he has opportunity? Do you know how
I
that
believe
process
there
works?
is a time frame that he has to complete the project in, so it's not like he'll get one started, finished, wait a year, do another. It'll be move on down the line.
Okay. And will these houses all look the same?
No, they'll be different. There is some conceptual renderings up there, and as Chairman Wade mentioned, that is just conceptual at this time, and the price point's about $400,000 per house.
Okay. Can we pass this around to?
Sure.
Okay, and so
There's
therefore.
a second copy if you'd like to have 2 of them going around.
Okay, that would be good.
I can address some of these
Yes,
questions.
please.
At the end, I'll be glad to. We'll start these on this side. We apologize that we don't have the overheads working tonight.
Okay, all right. Okay, so that's good to see these plans, and I guess the big question would be, why are they facing inward and not the street? All of the houses along Jefferson face the street, and that would be my biggest concern at this point.
A very valid question. I just want to make sure this group's is only to approve for now, to preliminary approval to a concept.
Okay,
We can't answer those questions because we're not actually the ones doing the project.
all right, so.
But we certainly
Will
would
you
pass
have
along.
input into the project?
I wouldn't say that. Well, they tell us what they want to do, and if the concept is correct, then
Okay.
this group
So
either
Carol-
lets it
Carol-
proceed or stops.
They have an opportunity.
Yes.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
I just want to make sure that, it's a difficult how the process works, but government is complicated, but it does work.
Good to understand the process.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm May Polchinski. I live in 1419, and we own 1435 on the corner as well.
Oh,
And I'm
of what
excited-
street?
Oh,
Jeff-
Jefferson. Yeah, so directly I own 2 houses that face
And what was your
the
last
lot.
name again?
Polchinski. Yeah.
Okay.
We're excited about it. We think it's going to look awesome. I'm happy about the price point. I think it's going to be a great addition. I can understand why they're doing that, so it has a more communal feel to have the fire pit in the middle and the houses facing each other. But I agree with everyone else. It'd be a lot cooler if they turned them towards the roads so that it looks more like the neighborhood and not like just a little subdivision inside our neighborhood. That's my only concern. And we're hoping that it doesn't drag out forever and there's construction noise and stuff because there are elderly people on the block and stuff like that. But otherwise, we're excited. I think it's going to be cool use of it. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Director, would you like to?
I think I can address some of these concerns and probably alleviate them. I've been running point for the city on behalf of the development agreement and the developer. As you all know, there was a request for proposals put out for Caterjon, and we only received 2. One of them came in, and quite frankly, it just wasn't a good fit for the neighborhood at all. So we negotiated with this developer, and at the end of the day, and his surveyor can speak to this, but at the end of the day, the reason they're facing inward is it's only 3 acres. And there is not enough acreage to spread them out, because that was our first concern as well, but it became a matter of economics. And you have 2 builders up here that I'm familiar with that I think you all can understand what he laid them out that way to make the numbers work. At the bottom, at the end of the day, that's really what it was about, was making the numbers work. The developer is a well-known developer here in the community. He has a track record. He's probably been building for over 40 years and has some of the homes already sold. On the exterior, there will run, brick pilings with metal fences, so it will be secured around that area, and it will help the aesthetic. But it was a matter of economics is why they ran them interior. It doesn't have to be that way, but as you all know, when you do a development, if they can't make the numbers run, then they just don't, it doesn't do it. So that's really why we had the same concerns. We were concerned about that, and at the end of the day, that's what happened.
Can the houses not be redesigned to where they're not as wide? I see most of these look fairly wide, and our houses on Jefferson are fairly narrow and
We can certainly go back to the developer and ask that question. We have not inked a deal by any stretch, so we can go back and ask that question. It's pretty close, I would say, but it has to go to the commission for final approval. So we can ask that question, but I do know that people have been, he has other places that he could put them as well, so.
Well, I know us are gonna be looking at the back of the house all the time. That's not good.
And I would say that if you're worried about like the economics and things like that, I don't know if that's like super valid, like whenever it comes down to this project. And, I think like, I understand that, these are concepts of homes and things like that, but it's like, if you're worried about like the size, make them 2 stories, they'll fit in more with the neighborhood, and especially right there in that area, because all of us have 2-story brick homes. And then once the Caterjon ends, that's when we go into the smaller single family. But also on the other side, you're still looking at multi-level homes down for blocks. And so like having these weird designs of block plans based on what a developer thinks, like if they've been a part of the community, then they should understand the importance of our community and say, my design doesn't work, let's work with the community, let's make everybody happy. Because like at the end of the day, like we want to be proud of our homes.
I understand, absolutely.
Like, and we want to continue to be proud of our neighborhood, but, like with all of us saying, like, we don't want to look at backs of homes. And if you're worried about the way they look, just make it look like the rest of the neighborhood. And if you're already starting at a $400,000 price of them, make them a 2-story, sell them for 5 or 6. Like, that's like at the same time, I may not make sense to see you laughing up there, but, it's like, I just don't understand why it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. And I'm not trying to be that force, but I don't think anyone I can't speak for anybody but myself, but I think these plans are not good.
Okay. I appreciate your comments. I'll ask anybody else or yourself, if you want to talk more, we need you to come to the microphone, please.
I think
Okay.
We, as always, will take the public comments back and work through that.
That's one reason I want to get it on the microphone, so they can refer back to the,
Right.
yes,
right.
they do.
Go back up there,
I know Mr. Summers is over here scribbling furiously.
Furiously.
so much.
And I think we understand your position and where you're coming from. I have no guarantees. At the end of the day, it's a private development. So it would determine whether the commission chooses to enter into that negotiation or not. I'm just kind of the person carrying the water today.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. We very much appreciate your input.
Absolutely, we do. Yes.
I do have I think once.
Yes, my name's Thomas Blakely. I live right across the street from it. And I have the same
On Jefferson?
On Jefferson,
Okay.
right across from it. And I have the same concerns as all of that, but, maybe cut it from 12 houses to 10 houses, narrow it up some. And the city does own the property, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So, I mean, you all had some input in on it. but I'm another one that don't wanna look at the back of the houses. Thank you.
Thank you. Get my notes in here. Anyone else? Okay.
I apologize. My name's Ian McComas again. I do have a question. So if the city owns the lot and you said it was a private developer, can you explain how that works? And I guess what I mean by that is Mike had mentioned, or the previous gentleman mentioned, maybe cutting it down. So if the city owns the lot and it's a private thing, or it's a private developer, are we not able to file an injunction on said plans or anything like that? I don't know, so I'm asking a genuine question.
Have at it.
You're correct. One, the city currently owns the property. So the city is the owners here today before trying to make these changes. Two, the plan that is before you today is preliminary, not final. Three, yes, there is a private developer that would like to do the deal. A development agreement has been drafted, but it has not been signed.
Okay.
And that would have to be approved by the city commission.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so
You're-
much.
You're welcome.
Very good questions and comments. Thank you all. Anyone else?
So, my name is Laura Beth Eck, and I have Patrick Furniture of Paducah that's directly across the street on 1428 Broadway Street. My question would be, like, what do the renderings of the backs of the houses look like? Because, like, maybe, like, I've seen a lot of, I don't know if you call them patio homes, but, like, sometimes the backs of the homes look nice. So, I don't know. Maybe the backs of the homes have,
We requested a green screen. You have it, as,
Glenn?
I was trying to be professional, Mr. Denton, but as Glenn just stated, and you can repeat what I'm saying for the
Okay.
record, but, so everyone can hear, but we have requested that. It's something to be negotiated through, but on both sides of the alleys, we requested that.
For green screens?
Yeah, essentially,
Plantings
like
or
Leland cypress or something.
Okay.
some kind of plantings
To
as a barrier wall?
work
Gotcha.
through that as a barrier wall to help with
Gotcha.
some of that, but
I mean, I'm excited about this coming. I think it's a great thing that they're bringing. It did take me off, I will say, I was surprised that they're wanting to face it towards the backs of the houses towards the street, because it just does seem odd to me, because you want to see the beauty of the front of the home. I mean, I understand economically for them,
Yeah.
space-wise and everything, but I think, if they could maybe make the backs of the houses look like the fronts of houses, I don't know. I'm trying to play devil's advocate right here, as if you couldn't tell, but I'm super excited about it coming. I think it's gonna be great, because I feel like, our store, is kind of like, it's a great, I love Midtown, and it's just great, we're bringing people in, but then I feel like, once the Caterjon building went down, it's like, oh gosh, we're like all by ourselves over here. And I'm really excited that they're gonna be doing something with it, and that this is positive, but that is a little concerning, that it's the backs of the houses. I'm not gonna lie, but, hopefully they can make it look good, and I don't know.
Thank you.
Maybe I'm wrong, and I'm really talking about the side of the house.
Yeah, Commissioner Rowe, you are correct, and I think there may be some confusion that the backs of the houses will not be facing Jefferson or Broadway, it'll be the side.
The picture of that one, the picture of the one shows the garage facing the
You
street.
gotta turn it the other way.
Are these not the main streets this way?
No.
no, those are the alleys.
Oh.
The alleys. Yeah, black is the alleys.
Broadway is down here, Jefferson is up here. These are between the two.
Okay, those are the alleys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Jefferson,
this is.
Broadway aren't even shown.
Yeah.
So it's the side.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to see $4 million.
Yeah, we'll do.
Okay. All right, let's get it back. You had a comment?
Hi, I'm Sue Tharp, and I live on Jefferson Street, but not in this area. I live up farther. But I was just wondering, Jefferson Street has a lot of wonderful things that we do. We have the Dogwood Trail, we have the lighted Christmas trail, and if it's going to be the backs of their houses, how are they going to participate? Are they going to put dogwoods in their backyard? I guess they could, but, we just, I think the houses should be turned around also. I really do.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Kyle Joyner, I'm with Paducah Engineering Land Surveying. So we did the preliminary layout. The developer did approach us and kind of had this in mind. So if you think about the Caterjon site, it's not a perfect square. It's kind of irregular. So with those shapes, trying to fit it in there, this layout tended to work a little bit better. There was also some utility and stormwater infrastructure that we're trying to work with and deal with. Also, too, if you're coming down Broadway, it's a business zoning, so there's less entrances, whereas Jefferson, it's residential, so there's a ton of entrances. So access to the site and stuff, trying to balance that was another concern. So that's how we landed with this today. And as you know, for 12 lots, it's a lot of utility infrastructure and stormwater to take care of underground in a tight space. So that's to get you where we got to today. So and also happy to answer any other questions. As far as I don't know. Without, I'd have to look back and see.
Okay. We want to avoid conversations like that out there. We need it to be directed to the Planning Commission for us to take your comments in. These comments will be taken in front of us, as well as when we make whatever the recommendation is to the City Commission, they will get a copy of your comments as well in part of that. So let's do things through the podium. So yes, sir, please step back to the podium.
Again, Richard Taylor from 1501 Jefferson. My main question is the part that's zoned commercial going to be rezoned to residential? That's really my only question.
No, it will not,
Why not?
because we allow residential in commercial now. The way that our zoning works here in the city of Paducah is everything that you can do in residential, you can do in commercial, and everything in commercial you can do in industrial. And it basically builds like a pyramid. It's not like some cities that when you have a commercial zone, you can only do just commercial or only do just industrial. With us here, you can do, like, it's stair-stepped. And so that's why.
So you don't have to rezone it, but there's nothing in all of this would be considered the same zone. So in other words, you don't have to do it a certain way. I understood from him that maybe part of it was because part of it was zoned commercial, that they came up with this design.
As far as the entrances, that's what Mr. Joyner was referring to.
Okay. So therefore, if it was rezoned residential, the whole thing, then maybe the entrances could be done differently.
I'm not sure that would make a difference. And the reason I say that is because on that rendering here, since the lot is 3 acres, but on either side, one is pretty perpendicular between the streets and the other has that weird angle to it.
Mm-hmm.
In order to make that work, you have to offset those ingress-egress easements to run between Broadway and Jefferson on the outside. So, to my knowledge, and Mr. Joyner can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure that there's a different way to place that. Kyle, unless you want to speak to that, because I believe that's what you was referring to as the actual commercial type feel having more entrances as opposed to residential and just a few driveway curb cuts.
It would be the
Oh.
Would you come-
Yes, sorry. As far as the entrances I was referring to, it would be, have two access points on Broadway with this layout, and you would have, however many if they're facing Broadway. So it wouldn't double, it would triple or quadruple, so.
And if I can add on to that, what we would expect is that if there is any other curb cuts through there, we would expect those to go away as it's redeveloped. That way you've got a continuous piece of sidewalk or green space, whatever it may be, with just the two to get in and out of the property instead of leaving curb cuts as they are now. We would expect that to be cleaned up as far as with curb and gutter.
If I might ask another question on the curb cuts and everything. Several of our houses on Jefferson don't have a driveway into the house. It's from the back.
Mm-hmm.
And so therefore, you wouldn't have to, if all the houses faced Broadway and Jefferson, and you had the alley behind for them to get into the garage, then you don't have to have any curb cuts. And everybody, you park around behind your house. And that would solve that problem, I think. So I would say that's something to consider, that all of the houses don't have driveways except from the back of the house, in the alleys in between. So that would be something you wouldn't have to have any curb cuts, is what I'm saying, except for the two alleys on the side.
Well, that's included in the comments. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Going? Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, I'll double check. I don't believe there is a back alley across there, on any of the plats. So I think that was another consideration of, being able to get access to the back, but we will double check that.
I'm Bonnie Martin. I live at 1744 Jefferson, and we built a home about 10 years ago. And, of course, I'm sure the developers are very well aware of the term unstable soil, so they're probably going to encounter a lot there. It took us 2 years to get a home built on, well, that was a nightmare, getting the soil stable enough to build on. But front porches, I think, are very important in this type of neighborhood we live in. We've met so many people so we moved from Lyon County, and we met our neighbors and also became friends with people by sitting on our front porches. And I agree that the houses should also face the streets. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ian McComas, 1415 Jefferson. Last comment that I do want to make, on said proposed plan, I can see it over there by Mr. Chapman. And I think this gentleman was right. There is not an entrance for what could be a particular alleyway on the Broadway side, but there is on Jefferson. So my concern is, or my thing is, why couldn't we knock down an easement and just make next to the women's club, because that's where the pull-in is for the Caterjon. So make that the main access for Jefferson, and then they, the other gentleman said, everybody pulls into there, but just knock out that easement and then just make one alleyway that will have kind of the side of that entrance next to the women's club going from Jefferson to Broadway. Just make that one major alleyway. And then so that way they can come in from both sides and then just get into the backs of the houses. Once again, having the homes facing front. And then everybody uses that back area instead of having a condo swimming pool or whatever, a fire pit or whatever. everyone just uses that common space as how you get into your home to keep the aesthetics of the neighborhood.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, and I'm so sorry to keep coming up. I'm not,
That's what this is for.
I'm so sorry.
You all are stakeholders in this, and we appreciate your comments. Anyone else? Absent any other motions, movement, I'm going to ask Mr. Chapman, Commissioner Chapman, to present a motion.
All right. I, Commissioner Jim Chapman of the Paducah Planning Commission, offer the following motion.
No, I believe we need to close the public hearing first.
That's what he's doing.
Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize.
I move that this board close the public hearing for case PLT 2026-0001 pertaining to 1501 Broadway.
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll do a voice vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that hearing is closed. Commissioner Benberry, I believe you have a motion.
I move that the preliminary subdivision plat for 1501 Broadway be approved and that the matter be continued generally pending submission of a final plat incorporating all requirements made known to the petitioner at the conclusion of this hearing.
Second.
Moved and seconded. So you all would understand what we just did with this motion. It is just moving forward. It is not final. It's moving it forward. So now the proper city departments can proceed on developing the development. And that will incorporate the comments, if possible, what you said. And then from there, it would go on to the city commission.
The agreement would,
Yes.
if there is a revision to that, if I'm correct, Mr.
If they
Denton?
can come to an agreement on that, it would go on to the city commission. They will get your comments through this proceeding, as well as you're always invited to appear in front of the city commission as well. Did I say that properly?
Absolutely. We heard that.
Okay.
So this committee will meet again about this.
Not necessarily, if what comes out in the development is within the overall umbrella of what's already been proposed. If this goes away and it starts all over again, yes, there's a chance that it comes back to this commission before it moves on then. Is that correct? Okay. All right, we have a motion with a second. Any discussion from our commission body? Any questions?
Well, I've sat here and listened to everyone, and I certainly understand each person's concern. And I've heard a lot of the comments about, you're going to have the backside of the house. I'm going to have to look at the back of the house. Well, the Catterjohn building was beautiful from the front.
Good point.
From the back, it was not pretty. I mean, that's just what I'm gleaning from what I've heard. So I certainly think there's things from your input that they can take and work with it and bring something back that we can all be proud of. Anyway.
Thank you.
I think it's great that someone's investing $4 million or more into the neighborhood. And with a trusted developer, I think it will work out to where, as Commissioner Kaler said, that we'll be proud of it. But we do hear you concerns.
All right. Summers, would you call the roll, please, on the motion at hand?
Commissioner Benberry.
Aye.
Commissioner Chapman.
Aye.
Commissioner Griffin.
Aye.
Commissioner Kaler.
Aye.
Commissioner Rhodes.
Aye.
Chairman Wade.
Aye. All right. I do not have any other business on our agenda. Anything else to discuss? All right, our next meeting is scheduled for March the 2nd, and same time and same place. We will hopefully start more on time next. This was a called meeting, therefore we had some scheduled appointments. Thank you all for your efforts to attend and contribute. And with that, we stand adjourned.